Hi everyone, my name is Ehsan, and in this video I'm going to show you how I got 2 job interviews in less than 2 weeks when I got laid off from Intel. I got laid off from Intel on July 10th, 2025 and rehired. That's another video that I will explain what happened, but in this video I'm going to show you how I got those 2 job interviews, because a lot of my friends are asking me, the market is saturated. There are a lot of people with the same job title that got laid off and now they are looking for a job. How did you get those job interviews? So here I'm going to show you the process that I do, and hopefully this is going to give you an idea what to do and how to approach this job hunting process. To explain it better, I'm just going to draw on my PowerPoint. Assume this is me and this is the job that I'm looking for. And between me and that job, there are multiple steps. When I apply, I need to find that job. So that job, that posted job with the job title and job description is on the company's website. And then when I apply, my application, including my resume and cover letter, go through a system. That system is called application tracking system. What it does, it's a computer with the software, and that computer will rank the incoming applications based on what the job description has and all of that. Does this job needs you to be in a specific job title before applying, or you might need a specific degree? So it's going to help the next person who is the recruiter. So the recruiter doesn't have time to go through 700 applications that applied for one single job. This system, the ATS, it's going to help this person, the recruiter, to go through maybe the top 10, top 20 and physically print them, read them, and see if you are a fit for this job. And then once this filter is passed, the next person is the hiring manager for that job. I'm just going to write HM here. So this hiring manager usually is the engineer in that company. And this recruiter sometimes is part of the company, sometimes they are going to outsource. But big companies, what I have noticed, they have their own recruiting system. It's a team within the company. So what happens? Me applying for this job, my application goes through this ATS and then to the hand of the recruiter, and then they are gonna talk to the hiring manager saying this person is the right fit. But this is not what happens, because the bottleneck is this application tracking system. You have a hard time passing this application tracking system. People come with some crazy ideas saying, oh, you have to copy the job description and put the font on one and make it white and put it somewhere inside your resume. Don't do that, because when you do that, your resume turns into a note text file when it goes through this application tracking system, and they will see that you have done this. So don't do that. Having a clear resume is the key, and finding the referral. And here I'm going to show you what I mean by referral. So referral is basically you have to find someone that can refer you for that job. Let's say I'm working in a company and you reach out to me and say, can you refer me for this job? And I usually do that. I accept referring people just based on their resume. I read through that and I say, oh yeah, you are a good fit, and I'm going to refer that. And what happens is all I need to do, I log into the company, the internal website, I'm going to see the same posted job, and then I'm going to just apply for you, put your email address, your name, first name, last name, and your resume. That's all I need. And then you will get a link, and if you apply through that link, you are going to bypass this application tracking system, because most of the time these recruiters, they care about the referrals. And if you got hired, I get money. $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, depending on the company's policy. I will get rewarded if you get hired. So that's why people will do the referral. And this is how the system, the referral system works. So I'm going to put this person here. Let's call this person John. So this person, John, works within that company that you want to apply. So what I do, I have to find this person. And this is the most difficult part. Maybe I need to make another video to say how to find this person. But when you find this person, just tell him or her, so here is John, that I want to apply for this job. You might find it on LinkedIn or anywhere else. This person, when they log in to the internal company's website, they are able to see who is the hiring manager for this job. So if I zoom here, this job has a job ID and it has a hiring manager name. So I'm going to put HM here and job ID. So you need to give the John the job ID or the link so he can find that job on their internal website. But you, as on the public face of that company's website, you are not able to see who is the hiring manager. What's the name of that person? You cannot see that, but John can. So what happens, I'm gonna write a very short message to John saying, I'm applying for this job and are you feeling comfortable referring me for that job? As simple and as short as this. I'm just gonna send these cold messages to the people that are working within that company. And then I'm just gonna wait until John finds this job on their company's website and then refer me and I get a link. I go through that link and apply for that job, and this is not gonna stop me from the other step. The other step is I am gonna ask John to email the hiring manager separately and say that I'm a right person for this position. But how do I do this? If I ask John to send an email to the hiring manager, because John can see who is this hiring manager, the name of that person is already on the website. I cannot see it, but John can. But if I ask John to do that, that's too much of the work for John. And he's busy. So what I need to do, I'm gonna write a very, very short email with the subject and the email and ask John to send that for me. So just make it as easy as possible for John to do that. If you do that, you say, this is the job, because I know myself, I know the job description and all of that. John is working on the project and doesn't have time to do that. But if I do that for him beforehand, then he probably will do that. It's just as easy as a copy paste and attaching your resume and send it to this person. So this is what you need to do. You write an email from your perspective about this job and you give it to John and John send it for you. So I wrote the email with the subject and resume and I asked John, can you please send this to the hiring manager? And this way you put another word to make your resume stand out. And probably if John does that, then the hiring manager will speak with the recruiter and say, schedule an interview with this person because they already have seen your resume. And you can be technical with these hiring manager. Most of these recruiters, they don't know about your engineering or the technical things about your job. They might have an idea, but all of those details that you know, they don't know about it. So when you write your cover letter for the recruiter, you send it for the recruiter through the application, you can't be too much technical. But when you talk to the John and say, send this email, this short email to the hiring manager, you can be slightly technical there because you are talking to an engineer and they know how you do this job, this kind of job. So this is what I do. Then this way you are probably gonna find a job interview. You get invited. But if you don't, you're just gonna repeat this process. I'm not gonna stop here and waiting for this to go through. You have to have a system, which I usually use just a simple Excel file to track all of these and go to the next job. and the next job and do this. People might say, oh, this is difficult. I don't want to go through all of that. I just want to see a job and see a apply button and just click on it. Done. If it's easy for you, it's easy for everyone. And if it's difficult, it's probably worth it because no one does this kind of process. You just need to be organized, have an Excel document, go through all of these steps, know when you did that, when you email that person, and just go through the process, and you are gonna have a better chance. I'm not gonna say you are gonna find a job this way 100% of the time, but this is the way that you might have a better chance to get to that job. And sometimes you might even don't need to find this person, the John, yourself. It might be someone else that you speak with, and that person will know the John. This happened to me. Here I'm showing you on the screen. This is exactly what I asked my neighbor. And I said, I got laid off, and these are the list of the companies that I'm looking for. I found a job. So beforehand, I searched and I found the job position that I want to apply for. And I asked, do you know anyone that is working in these companies? And he said yes. And I applied through that. So this is how you can find that person. So it might not be directly the person, the John, that works in that company that you know. It might be another person. It might be me and knowing someone else, and then you contact me, and then I link you to that person, or that person links you to someone else that works within that company. The goal is to find that John and go through the referral. This way you are going to have a better chance to land an interview. So just to recap, you find a job on the company's website that you want to apply, and you make your resume customized to fit that job description, and then you find the person that works within that company. This person, we call that John, and you send an email or a message on LinkedIn saying, I'm applying for this job. Put the exact job ID, because that makes it easier for John to search that job ID within the company's website and find it and refer you. So we want to make the process easy. And attach your resume. Say, do you feel comfortable referring me for this job ID and job title, and this is my resume. And then wait until you get that referral link. I know it's very difficult to wait. People are not patient enough these days. Just wait until you get that link. And once you got that link, you apply with your cover letter, and then you write an email for John to send it to the hiring manager. And you make it easy for John. Even the email subject should be there. Email subject, the context of your email, and the email has to be short, explaining why you are the right fit. John is busy. John doesn't have time to write something related to you for the hiring manager, but you have the time. You have the time to do this and make it friction-free for John to do it. Then probably John does this for you, this favor, send it to hiring manager, and this way you have a better chance to be a person who gets the interview. And then you repeat this process. You make an Excel file, record all of these steps. I probably will make another video about that. And then you go to the next job. And this process will help you to have a better chance of getting your next job. That was it in this video. I just wanted to explain how I got these job interviews, and now you know. See you in the next one.